So what I want to do now is get real with Phil Newton. Phil, tell me a little bit about the life you live as a buyer's agent.
My pleasure, Brendan. Yeah, so I mean, we've already touched on the data and the research that we do. So as a buyer's agent, I'm looking Australia-wide, state, region, and then drilling down to the suburb and talking about those growth drivers and making sure that there's a reliable prediction for growth and making sure we nail the very best opportunities for my clients. But the stuff I also really love is getting deep with my clients and working out why they're investing and what it is they're trying to achieve out of their property investing. It's when we come to understand what that will then do for my clients, their eyes really light up. So,
well, so do yours, I've seen.
Absolutely. So, we don't invest in property to roll around in a bath full of money, throwing it in the air.
You don't?
Sometimes, maybe on a Sunday, maybe on a day off. But it's what that profit will do for them in terms of their life and their lifestyle, So it might mean working less. It might mean spending more time with the kids, time with the family, being there when little Johnny gets the award at school, all those beautiful moments in life we then don't need to necessarily miss because we're stuck in that rat race job. We're starting to escape, or we are escaping into the benefits and the beauty of property investing.
Well, that goes back to the theme of the TV show. It's all about fast tracking to financial freedom. So
Yes.
What you're telling me is you support people in being able to achieve that for themselves at a time sooner than they otherwise might in their lives.
Oh, absolutely. Far, far sooner, especially when we make strategic decisions with their portfolio and they start to grow a portfolio. It's after property number one that does so well and they see property number two coming quite quickly, 12, 15, 18 months at the most usually. Then they start to see this big change. And that's only, this is 12 to 18 months after starting.
It is interesting to see how people change. They come into the idea of property with,
competition, fear.
I don't really understand. I'm not
Uncertainty,
really sure.
uncertainty.
Yeah. And then there's a moment where they have a win or two and they go, actually, this is real. I can start to really believe not only that it works, but it can work for me.
Yeah.
And that is a phenomenal moment to be a part of. I applaud you. Well,
it is. And the general idea of what you're saying is that people who haven't done even their first property yet, they always think it's for someone else. I can't necessarily see myself being that person. What's special about them? But really, it's nothing. It's just a determination and an interest in property. And probably my best example was Patrick. He's a FIFO worker in Perth. So this is winding back to June 2023. I was at him for 6 months saying, mate, you got to invest. You even live in Perth. Let's go. It's time. And he said to me, I need to buy something for under 350,000 in Perth. And as you guys remember at that time, that was a big challenge even at that time in Perth. So I was faced with a challenge of not only the price point, but also I just wanted to get the very best location for the very best growth. So I went through my process, crunched all that data, and based on that, we bought for Paddy one side of a duplex, and let's not ever say that duplexes can't go up, because here's your example. $326 we paid, $6,000 cosmetic renovation. After 12 months, it increased by more than 40% at a 7.2% yield. So positive cash flow almost day one, and then an incredible $150,000 in growth.
Safe to say, Patrick wouldn't be waiting for your call now. He's going to be calling you.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, he was ready to go again within about 9-10 months. So incredible property story.
And that's what I think buying well does for you.
Yeah.
You're buying well with the help of people like yourself, and then it's much easier to turbocharge that acquisition of further properties into the portfolio. Can you tell us a little bit more detail about how did that process come about? He came to you, he said he was looking for his first property, and then if you can explain a little bit more depth.
Sure thing. So living in Perth, he was very focused, I must buy in Perth. So that was fine because it coincided with that amazing property boom through Perth, citywide. Yes. I think at one point it was 19% city average, and then you had these outliers like 40% as well.
Oh, I just want to raise that point though. Doesn't that even highlight the idea that as much as the city might be doing, the suburb level varies greatly?
Absolutely.
You had suburbs that were not doing very well or even going down in value in Perth, while you had suburbs getting 40% in Perth.
Absolutely.
It does pay significantly to get into that level.
Yes.
Sorry, continue.
Oh, absolutely. So for the 40% in Camillo that we got, someone else probably got 5% somewhere, or maybe an odd negative. So you have to be very selective with what you do. So Paddy just had a price point and just wanted some really good advice, and to know that there was certainty with what he was doing, and I could provide that with all those growth drivers, but that predictive data, which is up to 94% accurate in any suburb in Australia before we marry in all our growth drivers and all the other research we do.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
brilliant.
And congrats to Paddy, for having faith. Yeah.
So one of the things that I'm nervous about is people watching this going, this is all too hard. I don't know where to start. I'm overwhelmed by all the things that I need to think about. Can anybody really do this?
Someone can't come in and just instantly just say, okay, I'm going to start investing successfully in property. They really need to get, let's say, a mentor or start to tap into the right research. And it does take time. The idea of having a mentor is priceless, with property investing. I had one. I can't value it highly enough, for the money I paid to get mentored and what I learnt from there. The return on investment is exponential for myself and my clients. So, there's other commentators that I listen to that do great data research and make brilliant predictions every single time as well. So it's all valuable.
We've heard in this episode that you can actually read the market, and it's incredibly valuable to be able to do so. If you are able to read the market and read the market well, then you'll be able to make more money out of every project you take on. Our encouragement is for you to invest the time to learn, to understand what's happening in the market. Anybody can get into the property market with the right support and the right advice and the right team around them. So invest the time to learn, invest the time to go and meet those people and talk to the people who have done it before and achieved. Don't be afraid. It's a great place to get started, and the wealth that could be created, the lifestyle that could be created for yourself for when you no longer want to work or no longer can is incredible. Next week, we start onto the journey of actually getting into renovations and developments with our first renovation project. Look forward to seeing you then. Thanks, guys.